Welcome to the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly podcast, your no-nonsense guide to the markets. Subscribe, join the community, and get ready to dive into real talk and real market insights. Let's get started.
Welcome to the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly. Wow, we saw an unbelievable day here in gold. Gold was up over 90 points at one point today, closing above the 41.28, actually 41.45 on the closing basis. We saw unbelievable move there. And we saw Tesla trading as low as under 414 and then rallying and closing on the highs at 449. Some really great patterns and buy reversals on Tesla. The really great pattern to the day was when the 30-minute time frames reversed to buy on the QQQs, Russell, Diamond, Spiders, and then the 60-minute time frames reversed to buy. But remember I said last night I'm looking for a pullback off the bear flag. Well, the news today, Trump is going to meet with President Xi. Without a raised stat pattern, and the market just took off with nothing but joy. S&P futures rallied off the lows of the day around the 67.35, 67.40, and exploded and closed around the 67.80. Strongest of the four, the Russell up over 1.4%. Then the next in line was the Nasdaq up over 1%. Well, under 1%. Then the Spiders, the S&P 500 up about 0.6%, a little more than 0.6%, and the Diamonds, the Dow futures up about 0.3%. We saw stocks like SMCI down 7%. We saw really great patterns and strong stocks like AMD up over 3.5%, Avago up 2.5%, Nvidia up over 1%. Really, that was about it. But the real big turnaround here was when the 30-minute time frames reversed to buy. I knew that the lows were in for the day, and then obviously we saw the big patterns on the 60 minutes reversed to buy. Oil, the real big stellar of the day, oil was up over 5%. Really great patterns in oil. So again, it was a really big day here for oil, for gold, for Tesla off the lows. Again, the rumor had it that Tesla rallied because of the compensation package with Elon's going to be talked about in the next few weeks at the board meeting. Why that rally like that from the low of like below 414 to the high of 449? I have no idea. But the patterns were great. We saw the buy reversal once the 15-minute time frame reversed to buy. Then I knew that the lows were in for the day. Once that 30-minute reversed to buy, then you got the great patterns off the 5 and then the 15. Great patterns on Tesla. I'll show you some, Palantir, great patterns off the 15. And I'll show, let's go right to it here. We'll start with Tesla here. So early in today, we saw the push up in Tesla, the push down, the push up. We call one short, two short, three shorts here. Then I started to see the yellow dots turning. But once the 15-minute time frame in Tesla reversed to buy at 11:15, I knew that the lows were in for the day. That's right. I knew that the lows were in for the day. And once you saw the 30-minute time frame reverse to buy here, now you're in what's called a buy disconnect, and you can just trade off every pullback on the 5-minute from 11:30 on. You can see here from 11:30. You can see here's a great pullback on the 5-minute. This is a really great pullback around the 430.76. Still well off the lows, obviously, and then continue to go upward. But then once the 60-minute time frame reversed to buy, and that was roughly around the right here, around 130. Then you look to buy the pattern, the pullback on from 130 on. You look to buy the pullback on the 5-minute. Here's the pullback here, which is roughly around 215. Here's another pullback, and then obviously the pattern of the day. You look for the pullback on the 15-minute time frame, and there it goes from under 442 right here all the way up to 449. Great pattern on Tesla. You can see here is the high 449. Another great pattern on the day was the GLD's gold futures. If you look here on the GLDs, the real big pattern is when the 30-minute time frame got oversold, and you got this push down here, oversold into the positive MACD, and you can see that Tesla, right? I mean, the GLDs were deeply oversold, and on this pattern right here, and within 2 hours, gold ran 16 off that pattern. A great pattern on the GLDs. The Qs very strong here today. And then, obviously, very strong here. The 30-minute, everything reverses to buy here at 10 o'clock on the spiders, on the Russell, on the S&P, on the Qs. Very strong pattern. And every pullback on the 5-minute time frame. Every pullback on the 5-minute from that 10 o'clock time period was a buy. You can see here, this is the first pullback at 10:20. Great long. Here's another long. Then we got this deep pullback here. 2, that's 3, 4, and then here's 5. You could have really, this is 5, and then here's 6. Again, off the pullback, here's 7. So we got here, and then here's going to be 8, and then you could have kept on buying it here. But tomorrow, looks like you see the yellow dots into the blue. That's very bullish. From the time you can see right around here, right on the around 12:15, the yellow dots represent the price action, and it goes up into the cayenne. That's very bullish. But there were still good sell divergences. If you look at the 5-minute, you made new highs right here, 611.32. The MACDs could not confirm the high, and you can see the drop then after. So there is sell divergences in a positive trend. You can see that the Qs dropped about 90 cents here, and then ultimately dropped at the end of the day with the big sell program. Palantir, another great one here today, PLTR. We saw the 60-minute time frames reverse to buy right here. Here's a 60, MACD's positive from below the pivot. What time was that? That was the around the 10:30 time period, and you had a really great pullback right here around the 12 o'clock, 12:15 pattern, which is right around here. And then the second pattern, beautiful bull flag right here, 180.36, rallies all the way up to 181.29. Now, you could take scalp shorts on this, even if you're in a positive trend. The 16, the 30, and the 15 are in buy mode. And what do you look to do when you get the overbought condition into the negative MACDs? You could take scalp shorts on that. And Palantir, 181.29, dropped about 90 cents at the end of the day. Really great patterns on Palantir. These were the stocks that really showed a lot here today. Avago reversing to buy on the 30-minute time frame. Avago, the 60 is still negative. You can see Avago goes into a buy right here, into a buy disconnect. 2 great longs off the 15. Here's 1, and here's 2. 2 great longs off the 15. And then again, you see when the MACDs are negative and you're pushing up here, you could take shorts against the negative MACD. Again, with a tight stop, and Avago dropped roughly from here, almost $2 in about 1 hour time period. So these patterns here that I show you are all based upon my methodology, using the 15, the 30, and the 60, using my indicator 4 to give me the condition. Remember, I told you that indicators lag, price leads, but when the indicators paint a picture, I then know how to trade it based upon the type of strategy. All right, when I get back, I will tell you what I expect for tomorrow. Now, for tomorrow, we're supposed to have a release of the CPI number. There's a debate. Some people say we're going to get it because of Social Security. I don't know what that means, but we didn't get the unemployment number. We didn't get the retail sales number. We didn't get the PPI number last week, but we'll see. 8:30 tomorrow if the CPI number gets released because the government shut down. Either way, if it does get released, you're going to see a reaction in the index futures, commodity futures like gold and silver, and the 30-year bond. So we'll wait to see. But however, here's what I'm expecting for tomorrow. Since these MACDs cross positive on the 60-minute time frames on indicator 4 above my pivot, and I'll show it to you in a second, we're getting near the overbought condition. If we do get a big push up or a gap up, let's say the CPI number comes in better than expected, I expect to look for shorts because there is a negative pattern still on the daily, and then I would look for a pullback on the 15, the same type of pattern that I showed you on the GLDs. You get that pullback and then the rally. So since the 30-minute time frames reverse to buy on the Russell, the Qs, and the Spiders, the key here is to see if we get that pullback on that deep oversold condition, exact same pattern that I showed you on the GLDs earlier. But if we gap up and they trade higher, I'll be looking to short them and then looking for pullbacks here. All right. When I get back, I need to share something, and you need to hear this. So today, someone in my community who actually took the time to spend the week with me, and I ask people all the time, if you want to spend the week with me, I love it. I hope to have a bigger office one day and build out my Traders Cafe. But one of the things that I want to share with you is I get a text message, hey Steve, can you give me a call? No problem. So I mute the mic and I said, hey, what's going on? You okay? He goes, oh, I'm perfectly fine. I want to just tell you, Steve, that I spent a week with you and it's life-changing. And I'm able to get a very significant payout from a prop firm. And I had to turn away from the mic because I had tears in my eyes. And this gave me a lot of great joy to be able to really feel satisfied that I'm able to help someone change their life to someone that could do well for his family. And I just tell him, I'm proud of you, just be very consistent. Another person texts me at the end of the day and says to me, hey Steve, look what I made today. And I said, great. The way I used to trade back in the old day, I knew I made money. I didn't care. I didn't harp on it. I didn't feel gloated. I didn't feel euphoric. I just said, I got to get ready for the next day. That was mental preparation. I didn't just go, oh wow, I'm on top of the world. No, because in this game, the rug can be pulled out from under you within seconds. Consistency rules, okay? The process that you go through to get to be a great trader is progress. Every day you want to see progress. So when the person texts me that he made several $1,000s today again, and he's doing very well, I said, remain humble, get it out of your head. Remember, there's always tomorrow, and you got to do it again. So I never ever, felt euphoric. I never felt like, oh wow, count my money and everything like that. I just went about my day. I didn't know exactly what I made back then, not like it's today. I didn't know exactly what I made until the following day. I had a rough idea, kind of. I was off, whatever. But never did I need to know my P&L. I never need to know my P&L. I would get my sheets in the morning. I would, flip through to see if all my positions are right. Then I would go and see what I made for the day. And I go, okay, great. Now I got to focus on today. So I think the mindset here is I was very happy for the first individual to get a very good payout from a very, very good prop firm. And he did the work. And now it's about being consistent. Because when people come here, they learn, but the hard thing is when you go back home, can you still do the same when you're alone? But you have me on the speaker, but can you do it where you're not right literally behind me? I would say that the hit ratio on that is very high with the people that have been with me, and I'm ecstatic. Last night I got a text message from a very good person I met just walking on the street. We became very good friends, and he helped my son out for a medical problem, and he says to me, I made $38,000 yesterday based upon your cell divergence, and it just brought me a lot of joy. This is exactly why I do this, because I want to help people. I really want people to really conquer this game, and the freedom and flexibility that this game gives you if you remain consistent and follow my 5 key words, and you can apply the methodology. I'm telling you, I firmly believe this will change your life. With that being said, thank you for joining me on The Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly. Please hit the subscribe button. Please leave a comment. Also, if you'd like to join my community of traders, please go to my website, sktrading.live. The community is great. You get my live stream every day from 9 to 4, my member discount, my member Discord, and you get my chart overlay on TradingView and or TradeStation. Also, if you'd like to follow me on social media, please follow me on official Stephen Kalayjian on X, Instagram, and TikTok. Also, I am going to be streaming here tonight on the Asia session from 8 to 10, sponsored by My Fund of Futures. This is our fourth night out of the week. I'm kind of exhausted, but I'm doing it. However, with that being said, if you'd like to also reach out to me, my personal cell phone number is 914-500-7484. Have a great night, everybody. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America. See you tonight.
Thanks for tuning in to the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly podcast, your no-nonsense guide to the markets. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe at sktrading.live. We'd love for you to rate, review, and join our community for more real talk and market insights. Until next time, keep trading and stay sharp.